Conscious Crew? It is your favorite breakdown commentator. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. Happy TGIF. We are in the build. No TGIF, right? No pun intended. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are blessed. I know some of you guys are working and can't wait to pop that puss on this God-given weekend, girl. You're only a few hours from clock out time, all right? You already see what we're here to get into, and before we do so, I need you guys to go ahead and thumbs up this video until it is absolutely stuck, all right? Also, shout out to all of the new subbies. Please make sure that your notifications are set to all, and please share the stream out to wherever it is you have digital community, girl, whether that is your YouTube community wall, your Snapchat, your Facebook, the dark side of Twitter, Tumblr, or your personal OF. I don't really give a damn where you lay the link. Let them whores know that we're loud, live, and in color. And with no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through. Oh,
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let me speak to some of my fellow conscious crew members in the building. What's going on? Max got facts. What's going on? Caitlin Breeze. Hey, Wild Card. What's going on? Pat. Hey, George. What's going on? Coco. Hey, my rumors and T. Hey, Boo. Hey, Nakia. Hey, Lady D. What's going on? Art by Omni. Hey, Courtney Boo. What's going on, baby mother? Hey y'all. Hey, Sabby. Hey, Lady Butterfly. Hey, Marsha. Hey, Michelle. What's going on, Arlen? Hey, Cynthia. Hey, y'all. What's going on, Kiri? Hey, Boo. So you guys already know what we're here to get into. Before we do that, two church announcements. I was thinking about making like topics like this, which is like these single-handed topics, pre-recorded material versus going live. Which one do you prefer? Do you guys prefer me to even go live about like single topics, or to just, because I can just do this pre-recorded style and make it an upload versus, you know, putting together a whole live stream for a commentary that may not even be in all reality, you know, any more than 7 minutes, 10 minutes. You know, a lot of time commentary only gets, live streams are as long as they are because there's so much engagement. You're dealing with the audience, you're responding to questions, you know, you open up the panel, etc. But, you know, a lot of these commentaries can be like 2-3 minute pre-recorded videos. Which one do you prefer? Do y'all prefer, you know, commentary like this to be pre-recorded or still live? Because even if I did more pre-recorded material, I would still do live streams, especially when we have to do like deep dives, or if we want to have an after show, depending on how y'all really feel about a subject, you know. So the live streams wouldn't go anywhere. It's just that I wouldn't be doing all my commentary through live stream forum. But what do you guys think? What's going on? 7 Ways to Be Virtuous. Hey, T-Talk with Shay, about old nasty piece of street committee, girl. Shout out to T-Talk, girl, because T-Talk is on it, girl. Okay, T-Talk is the reason why this live stream is happening, girl. The street committee be out it, bitch. Okay, so shout out to the street committee, y'all. Y'all, you know, I'm only one. I'm a one-man army without you guys. So you guys are essential, girl, to the coverage, to the commentary, to the tea, honey. So, you know, never be afraid to screenshot-ish. Send me links, send me everything. So shout out to all the street committee members who are always flooding my inbox with various posts, various tea, various things are going on. I'm only one person. I can't be everywhere at all times and see everything. So you guys are essential to helping me put together the pieces of the puzzle. Even when it comes to Cat Williams drama, if you guys see any tea that correlates to, you know, the coverage and the situation, send all that to me. Like, I appreciate you guys. This helps to, you know, really make the commentary super nuanced. All right. What's going on, Peaches and Dream podcast? Okay, y'all saying go live, go live, go live, go live. Courtney says both works. We'll be sure to keep the comments jumping. Okay. So I'm going to figure that out then, okay? So then going forward, more straight to commentary, I'm going to do pre-recorded. And then, you know, commentary that, you know, I know just require a little bit more and that I want y'all engagement on, we'll just do those lives too. So be expecting some pre-recorded. Also, one more church announcement. I want to say that like Sherelle said last night, girl, when she hit the link, girl, we had it lit over here in CTV, baby. We was getting it started, girl, from my initial commentary on the Cat Williams drama to the after show, girl, was even more apocalyptic and volcanic, okay? I just got off the phone with one of my moderators and was telling them that, you know, I consider the platform to be Vegas. So whatever happens here, like whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. So I want you guys to know my desire has always been to have a very interactive platform. I don't really want to police tone you guys. I want you guys to fuss. I want you guys to be turned up. I don't mind you guys being passionate. I don't do any of that tone policing. The only thing I want when we have discussions is for us to just let each other talk. You know, I do know that everybody be eager, everybody be sitting on ready, everybody be, you know, ready to respond and to bounce off each other. So interrupting is going to happen naturally, but you know, that's the only thing I really try to regulate. Everything else is a green light for me. I don't take what happens on the platform or in the discussions personally. I want everybody to be passionate. If you want to scream, yell, like I don't care about none of that. Like I live for all of that shit. So even what y'all saw between me and Tyrus, like I live for all of that. And if we're able to do that without nobody taking it personal, that would be ideal for me because I'm mature enough to exist in this space and commit to very strong debates and unpackings and get very lively and animated without, you know, like, well, damn, you know, they really came from my neck. You know, it's a difference between us being passionate about what we're saying about the subject versus hitting each other below the belt. And as crunk as last night was, everybody did really good with not throwing personal shots and digs at each other. Everybody was just really passionate. Like Sherelle, Tyrus, Rumors, like everybody was just very, I lived, like that is literally my ideal panel discussion. Like I just love the feels of that. So I just want y'all to know y'all will never have to worry about offending me as long as y'all ain't throwing no personal shots, and I'm never gonna throw no personal shots at y'all. And if we can just be passionate about the subject itself, I don't care what that passion looks like. Everything from mild energy to very like charismatic, jumping out of the window, no parachute at all, like going descending straight to the ground. Okay, like I live for all of that. So even when it comes to the live chat, y'all, like I want y'all to be unregulated too. I want y'all to be able to have your opinion, be oppositional. But you know, if y'all gonna send shots my way personally, I'm gonna drag. I'm gonna gather you, okay? But I don't mind y'all having, you know, y'all own thoughts and y'all own feelings. This is not a echo chamber. Y'all don't have to agree with me. Y'all don't have to agree with other people in the chat. Y'all can challenge each other, etc. You know, and just enjoy yourselves and be free thinkers and be critical observers and all of that good jazz, okay? But if you come for someone personally, if you make a topic and you start sending personal shots, it's fair game. It's open season. If you open that door, I'm not gonna keep nobody off nobody's ass. Okay. So if a person goes there with another person, they have a right to return said energy. All right. So, you know, I'm gonna let it be fair across the board. All right. So if we can just keep it there, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get into what we're here to get into, girls. So you guys know that the TGIF Fox Soul drama has been crazy ever since Funky Dineva decided to part ways. As of last week was his last and final shooting day. They have returned back to filming without Funky, and Carolina SUV, as I like to call her, has been a great fill-in. Okay, now before we get into the Funky piece, I do feel like Carolina has picked it up a little bit. I feel like it's kind of opening up a little bit more. So this last episode, I really enjoyed, etc. I still would not recommend her as a fill-in. Because she's not fried chicken. You know, the Funky energy is a fried chicken energy. You know, you got Claudia, the delightful fruit. You got Al, the stoic vegetable. And then you need the fried chicken, you know, and Funky brought the fried chicken. So I still feel like a fried chicken edition, and it's a lot of people who can be fried chicken. It's a lot of people who got fried chicken ass energy, okay? But it needs to be fried chicken. But I have enjoyed her. Now, what's crazy is that, you know, Al and Carolina have Al, I can see right now, he is not really open to newcomers. You know, him and Dr. Heavenly has set it ablaze, girl. And then, you know, he's been on Carolina's neck, and they had this discussion the night before last, I believe, or maybe it was last night's show. No, it was the night before last, where they were covering a topic regarding a young teenage girl who had got essayed in the metaverse. Okay, she was in the metaverse. This was not a physical essay, but it was something that transpired in a simulated experience. And now, you know, there's conversations about regulation and etc. And so Al's whole point was like, he feels that this should be prosecuted to the fullest extent, that this, you know, could have caused deep psychological damage to this young girl who was having this experience in the metaverse. And Carolina's perspective was, yes, there definitely should be regulating, because even in a simulated experience, like something like this should not go without being accounted for. But she was, because I think this experience took place over in Europe. It was overseas somewhere. She was saying that the backlog in that country regarding physical SA experiences is backed up by decades, that there are women, men, and children alike who have been physically essayed, and they're not even really pressed in regulating and providing due justice to people who have been through this experience physically. But there's all this noise being made around, you know, this young girl being essayed in a simulated experience. So she was like, you know, I feel like it's a false equivalency, and that these real life situations where you can't take off a helmet, you can't take off these virtual glasses and just remove yourself like you could in a physical experience, where you were being forced by knife, you were being forced by GUN, you were being forced by the circumstances at hand to endure this experience, not just on a psychological level, but on an emotional level, on a physical level, like that. This is not the same, that there's a false equivalency between someone being harassed sensually in a virtual game versus someone who is experiencing this in real time, in real life, with their entire persons, their entire body. And baby, when I tell you Al ripped Miss Carolina SUV into shreds, bitch, I thought that Miss Carolina was going to burst out into white woman tears, girl. Okay, I thought that, you know, that Karen was about to jump out, girl, and she was just about to run off set, bitch, crying. Okay, and I don't know whether she backed down out of humility, or if she backed down out of fear and feeling intimidated, and she just changed her whole plight just to get out of her neck. Or rather, she genuinely came to a place of like, you know, okay, I hear that, because Al kept harping on, no, cyberbullying is a real thing. This is a real thing. This young girl could have took her life. She could have done. This is a real life thing. Cyberbullying laws are on the book, and you should be ashamed of yourself, Carolina. Shame on you. I mean, it was very scolding. It was very, and look, I just got finished talking about how lit I prefer my own panel to be. So I'm not really mad at the energy, you know, because once again, I feel like this is what makes panel discussion so dynamic, is people being able to be in their authentic feelings and thoughts about shit, whether you agree with it or not. But this was more reason why I was just like, I don't think Carolina SUV is a good fit, girl, because you need to hold your own, girl. You should have wore Al Jones the fuck out. You should have wore Miss Jones out, baby. Okay, whatever the hell your authentic feelings were, do not let a motherfucker put you up against a corner. I don't give a damn how mad. I don't give a damn how what. I don't give a fuck what it is. If you felt like somebody being essayed in a virtual simulated space where they can remove themselves by free will is not equivalent to someone who is physically being forced to endure that abuse in every way, is not the same thing, hold and toe your line. Hold and toe your line. It looked like she let Al punk her out of her spot. And a lot of people, most people agreed with Carolina's perspective. Most of the soulmates was agreeing with her that this is a false equivalency, and a lot of victims who have been through RAPE felt offended that Al were trying to equate somebody being assaulted in the virtual reality space to the same as someone being physically assaulted. They were offended by that. Now, and to make matters worse, the situation wasn't, how can I put it? This was what actually happened in the simulated experience. The young teenage girl and her avatar found herself, I don't know if she was out in the city in the metaverse or what it was, but she found herself incubated in by a group of other male avatars. They had closed her avatar in to a circle and trapped her in that enclosure. And the avatars were like, the male avatars, I think, were like touching her on the shoulder or grabbing whatever they are allowed to grab via the control panel of her avatar. And I think there was there might have been a microphone voice capability as well. So maybe some inappropriate things were being said as these group of male avatars were surrounding her and touching her and not letting her leave the circle, etc. And that has been interpreted to have been a SA experience and one of the first SA crimes committed in the metaverse. So it's being used as a precedent to start regulating things, etc., girl. But I say all that to just say, girl, Carolina SUV, whenever you return again, just don't, girl. Like, just, I mean, if you genuinely have a change of heart, have a change of heart. But if you don't give in just for the sake of giving in. Like, if you genuinely standing in your fucking position, stand in your fucking shit. Because, baby, I would have lit Al Jones' ass the up, baby. Let me tell you something, baby. I already know, girl. If in a hypothetical, baby, I'm ever in that seat, baby, I'm gonna be ready for Al ass, bitch. I'm going ready, girl. He thought that the heavenly ass gave him that work, girl. I'm gonna be ready for him to give me all of that unwelcoming ass energy, baby, because I'm gonna be right there as an equivalent for his ass. Okay. Moving on. So you guys know, as a result of Funky departing from the show and then doing a 12-minute pre-recorded video about why he left TGIF, which according to Funky was because of a lack of pay wage and his pay wage being reduced to a lesser hourly per episode rate. And he wanted to allegedly be paid for his worth. And TGIF didn't want to, or Fox Soul check signers did not want to co-sign that. And since they didn't have the funds, he didn't have the time, and he called himself leaving in love, girl. You know, I love to Al and to Claudia and to the producers, and boom, 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 boom. Then when the first episode without him aired, he also took to his Instagram, as we have already shown in previous live streams, And he showed some love to Al and Claudia, who were giving him his roses and tributing him and recognizing what he brought to the show and expressing their sadness over him leaving and wishing him the best, etc. So it was, quote unquote, apparently all love. All right. Now, while that was happening, despite Funky Dineva's attempts to try to make everything so sweet, while also kind of being passive aggressive, because we did have to fairly and reasonably question why did he decide to detail his departure the way that he did, because it created a witch hunt against TGIF, and the Soulmates and Funky Bunch alike were largely offended for Funky Dineva, especially in this air, following everything that Taraji P. Henson had just spoken about and been through when it came to the color purple and not being paid as a Black talent for her worth and all of this stuff around Oprah Winfrey, another Black talent, gatekeeping and just being cheap and not wanting to just pay, Black artists, for their time and for their talent, no matter, how much experience and skill set they have, etc., and just constantly being put in positions to settle for less. And we know that Taraji had an entire emotional expression over this and cried and everything. So with Funky also then leading from that narrative, and he mentioned, Taraji P. Henson, and he mentioned Keke Palmer in the tweet that she had put out in support of Taraji. This really inflamed the narrative. So the Soulmates and the Funky Bunch, felt like they needed to stand in solidarity with Funky according to his narrative and avenge him by then trolling TGIF, which was also inappropriate because Claudia nor Al Reynolds cuts Funky Dineva's check. They're not the one that he's in negotiations with. So for all of the smoke and heat that have been directed toward them, and they equally have built this thing from the ground up, just like Funky, and are not deserving, nor is any of that energy warranted, having to deal with the troll farm that was and has been in the live streams all week long was crazy, and it was all manifested because of all of the information that Funky Dineva put out. So, despite Funky trying to put sweet nothings on the end of his commentary, and despite him also posting a clip to his Instagram of sweet nothings toward TGIF and Claudia and Al, he went and did something a few moments ago. He did a post and delete, and it's very clear to me now why it was reasonable for me to consider if his initial commentary was actually designed to be passive aggressive and to low-key incite a digital violence or backlash against TGIF, because maybe there were more feelings of resentment actually there that he didn't want to admit to, because he already knows he looks like the bigger star and the bigger asset to TGIF, and didn't probably feel comfortable admitting publicly that despite that being the case, he still felt hurt and still felt frustrated and still felt betrayed and still felt etc. So he tried to maintain this air, the stoic air of, I can do without it. I'm all good without it. I can make and do one YouTube video and make that 10 times over. They couldn't find the money. I couldn't find the time. It's all love. Bye. That clearly is not the case because of what he did this morning. So courtesy to Tea Talk with Shay, one of my Head Street committee members, girl, she was able to send me the tea. So Funky had took to his Instagram, you guys, and let me share my screen here. And shout out to my girl for screenshotting the post. It's now been deleted, but thank God she screenshotted the girl. So this was Funky's original post, and Tea Talk with Shay caught this immediately because you guys know it was only at 51 likes. That's how quick her ass caught it and got notified and saw this in her timeline. He took his Instagram and posted this. Y'all want a good laugh? Why them people at Fox Soul had someone call me yesterday and ask me if I could mail them back the microphone they purchased for us a few weeks ago. Y'all told the person on the other line that this was petty and insulting. The network is in flux right now. And you mean to tell me that it was placed on someone's to-do list to call Funky Dineva and have him ship back the $127 microphone? I just laughed and told them, send me a shipping label and I'll send them back their little piece of microphone, child. It costed me and the person on the other side of the phone more in ring and emotional energy than the cost of the microphone. Whoever came up with the ideas of having me send the mic back should be embarrassed! Exclamation point. I experienced secondhand embarrassment by even sharing this story! Exclamation point. Now, what's interesting about this post, because we're going to get into his comment section, because once Tea Talk with Shay sent me the screenshots, I immediately went over to his Instagram page and then screenshotted his comment section because I was interested in the Funky Bunch's response. And they were flaming his ass up lovingly in his chat. It was lovingly, but they did flame his ass up accordingly. But before we get there, this post is interesting to me because obviously there's so many innuendos in this post. He said at the end of the post, I experienced secondhand embarrassment by even sharing the story. That's the thing about it, Funky. You didn't have to share the story. And I don't understand why you keep making everything that has privately transpired between you and TGIF public fodder for someone who claims that they are lovingly and amicably parting ways from the company. This is not giving loving, amicable parting of ways at all. It's clear that you are trying to poke holes and create some tension amongst public perception toward TGIF and Fox Soul, which is not a problem if that's the way that you feel. And you guys know, just like the bitch last year that I had to air out and ask her and request of her to just stand in your shit, bitch. Okay, stop trying to weaponize other influencers against other influencers. Stop trying to get somebody to do what you can do for yourself at this big old damn age. Stop all this backhanded shit and just be a real ass bitch. I'm going to have to ask Funky to just go ahead and be a real ass bitch. If you got something to say, if you feel a way, if you feel you were done wrong, if you don't want the Funky Bunch really supporting TGIF anymore, supporting Fox Soul anymore, just say what you got to say, girl, because it's written, like the writing's on the wall. Shout out to Destiny's Children. Just like you didn't have to make this post and you did not have to inform your public about a private phone call about equipment that they are entitled to ask you for because it's their equipment. It doesn't matter how much money the company has. It is company protocol. If you work for a company remotely and they send you a MacBook, they send you equipment, they send you monitors, that's their equipment that they are leasing and loaning to you. So yes, in the circumstance of you either being fired or transitioning out of the company, rightfully so, these people want their fucking shit back. Now, you do got a degree in economics. You have worked in corporate spaces. So I'm not really sure how you don't know this, but that's the thing. We know you know this, which means that there is an ulterior motive to you putting these things on blast because you think that maybe the public is not aware that this is corporate protocol. So you played on your audience's top by even bringing the story, and then they actually reminded you that they also have their degree in economics. Maybe not from Florida State University. It may be from DeVry. But nonetheless, they have their degree too. And they held your ass accountable per comment. So let's get into what the Funky Bunch had to say under his post. But you guys can see here his verified check mark from his Instagram account. And what he did was a 3-slide post. So he posted the image of the microphone from Amazon, which is a Rode, which is a video mic camera mount shotgun microphone with Rycote, Lyre, shock mounting, etc. Priced and valued at $127. Okay, so the first commenter, our Funky Bunch, as you can see here, said it is usually protocol to send back equipment though, LOL. Another commenter said, Lord, Funky Dineva is showing he's far removed from working for people and corporations. It doesn't matter how much money the company is making worth. It's typically protocol to return equipment given to you by them. This should have been written in small print somewhere in your contract. This and Taraji rental car story don't compare, because he also had put up a post from Taraji P. Hitton, and people were saying, girl, you're trying to make fetch happen. There's a false fucking equivalency between this company asking you for their shit back and you trying to make yourself the YouTube version of Taraji P. Hitton, girl. Like, stop the cap. People went on to say, business is business, no hard feelings. Everything don't have to be a thing. Another person said, and this is why I'm glad you parted ways. Now, this was petty. All the views to brought to them, and they want to call you to have you sent back to a damn mic. See, these are the type of people he were hoping made up his demographic. The idiots. Okay? The people who work from their sofa collecting a WIC check. Okay? Not people who actually work in corporate spaces who know how this fucking goes. Okay? He was hoping that the Funky Bunch was made up of the life of Christians. Okay? These type of people. The comments go on. This is normal protocol, Funky. LOL. Another person, girl, really gave him that work, named Locks Love Queens, and said, Funky, when y'all brought up Taraji on TGIF, you and Al was kind of saying that Taraji isn't as decorated nor put that many asses in seats at movie theaters, which explains the disparity within her pay against her white counterparts. Taraji and Monique was standing up for equality and being paid what you're due. And then another commenter commented under that and said, full circle moments are necessary for our life walk. That is mighty goddamn interesting how the universe boomeranged that shit right on back, right? So, Funky, it's clear, girl, that you pressed and that you feeling away, which is okay, and it is your right. But when we are 40 plus years of age, and we done live half our lifetime out already, passive-aggressive shit is an immature characteristic on any grown-ass man, even if he is in a synthetic, unflattering blonde wig. Now, once again, just like I had to call Miss Goddamn Cat Williams to the channel, girl, had to call her to the carpet, girl, I'm really sick of all these so-called real ass people not really truly being real at the end of the day. There's no point in being passive aggressive. And if you press, then go ahead and just come on out the bag and tell us what the real tea is. Because I guarantee you that if Fox Soul was literally doing unto Funky as he's doing unto them, his ass would be asking for TGIF to be boycotted, just like Monique asked for Netflix to be boycotted. If Fox Soul got out here and started dripping and funneling information about what really went down behind the scenes, about what him going in on Chloe Bailey costed the company and all the other controversial fucking moments that impacted the brand, he wouldn't appreciate that shit. If they started being fucking petty and getting into their tea, because as I told you guys in previous live streams, y'all only heard Funky's side. And there's 3 sides to every story. His side, who signs his check side, and the actual goddamn truth. Now, would he think this is a cackle and a key once again if these goddamn producers kept the same energy? And how are you not reading the room? Because you claim that you love Claudia and you love Al. You already see that the show is under fire as a result of the narrative you put out about why you left. Why would you continue to gas that up knowing that it's Al and Claudia who's going to pay the price for it? Because the soulmates aren't going to direct any issue they have to corporate. They're going to direct that shit to the faces of the brand. It's Claudia and Al who going to have to be trolled. It's Claudia and Al whose live stream is going to have to be disrupted because of the things you're trying to insinuate. If you were really fucking with them like that, and if you truly walked away amicably with love and respect for the show, that would clearly be reflected in your behavior, and it's not. Just like in that video was dualistic as hell. You tried to put lipstick on a pig and then tie it up with a nice little red ribbon on the end. You went into unnecessary detail that wasn't necessary because you knew that it was going to cause a witch hunt against the show, and then tried to put a nice little shiny period on it by saying, I love everybody and shout out to the producers after you done sprayed the goddamn company, and then tried to maintain an air of innocence. I ain't do nothing by then making a post on Instagram to tribute Al and Claudia showing you love and honoring you, only to turn around, despite you trying and failing at trying to paint a certain narrative of I'm not bothered, by once again disseminating information that's not per se fucking necessary, that's only going to inflame the already existing controversy that the show is under. So all I'm just asking is, can you just choose whatever your truth is and then just set yourself fucking free? And just once again, say whatever the hell you got to say. Just say what the hell you got to say at this point. Because this whole trying to be coy and backhanded shit, it ain't working. Everybody can see what it is. You're bothered, you're pressed, that's your right. And if you really got something to fucking say it, bitch. You grown. And you the self-proclaimed bad bitch of YouTube who don't give a fuck, and you don't need this and you don't need that, and you would have quit before they ever had a chance to fire you to fucking begin with. So that's what I'm expecting of you. I'm expecting you niggas to be exactly who the fuck y'all articulate yourselves to be. I'm expecting y'all niggas to do exactly and be exactly who y'all claim y'all are. I'm holding y'all and expecting out of y'all who y'all champion yourselves to be. I'm going to take some comments. Matter of fact, hold on. We got 15 minutes. I'm going to drop the link and we got 15 minutes. We can go an hour. Anybody want to hit the link and give their opinions? We got 15 minutes shy. Hit the StreamYard link. Hold on. All right. Authentically Erica. Okay, boo. I'm gonna check my DMs, nosy. Shout out to my baby mother Dolores for the nasty piece of Cash App. Thank you, baby. With love. Happy New Year to you, baby mother. To my beautiful Dolores. Thank you, boo. You guys know all donation information is in the description bar. I mean, it's in the description box as well, etc. Okay, boo. I'm gonna respond after I get off of this live nosy. Link takes me out every time, baby. Okay, if we got any funky bunches, if we got any TGIF soulmates who, you know, have an opinion about, you know, all this going on, girl, it's like clearly you're trying to add fuel to the fire, girl. Just go ahead and get your cat, girl. Go ahead and have your Cat Williams moment. Like, everybody want to have their Cassie moment. Everybody want to have their cat. So go ahead, girl. Just set it ablaze. You know, at this point, I just rather people just go ahead and get it all the way out, girl. Just get it all the way out, because this trying to be Beyonce for the folk who really ain't capable of being Beyonce to the shit, it don't be working for y'all. Your slip be showing. Okay? Miss Guybrin says, I'm telling y'all, it's that washer and dryer. You know what? It's that washer and dryer energy. All employees ask for equipment back, period. That's protocol. Dreaming Edmund says, you clocked the host today, period. Funky equals Farrah, not Farrah. Okay, Authentically Erica says, he better be careful trying to keep work equipment. That's the same legal charge he don't want no parts of. And you know, Funky is good, apparently, for keeping equipment, girl. As one commenter said, girl, you know, kept the washer in the dryer, baby. Okay, sold as is, baby. Miss Dineva fuck around and resell the damn microphone, girl, and go take herself out to dinner with it, honey. Brandon says he wants them to beg him to come back. Absolutely. And I think that is a blow to Funky's ego. The fact that, you know, and we're not going to take that away from him. He is a great asset to Fox Soul. He is a great asset to TGIF. You know, he once again was the comedic relief, and because Fox Soul created their brand in his space, aka YouTube, he also reasonably brought a lot of supporters to help leverage, you know, Fox Soul off the ground. And because of that, I think his ego is bruised that Fox Soul had the nerve to not meet his demands. And he's dealing with a little bit of an ego complex. He's dealing with a little bit of a narcissistic complex here. And he's triggered because them girls said no. For whatever reason, they said no. And I want to be clear. And there's a reason why I'm telling y'all that there are three sides to this story. Funky side, the side of who writes his damn checks, and the truth. I'm just going to say that. There are three sides, and the only person's side y'all have heard so far, the only person's truth and narrative y'all have heard so far is Funky. Now, I ain't going to say Funky is not telling the truth, but I'm just going to let y'all, there are three sides, bitch. His side, the check signer side, and the facts. T-Talk, boo, I saw you up here. You can hit the link again. Hey, Sin. Hey, boo. No, seriously, Funky was very talented and will be extremely missed by fans at TGIF. I love Funky, but he gives Major meet me at the park to pick up our son and don't show up. Funky acting, Funky burning bridges, though. He can be replaced by any one of these Bronx Negroes on my street. Fox Soul said, bitch, you thought you are the weakest link. Goodbye. Oh my God. This could have been an honest conversation about pay, but now antics like this hurt the cause, says Ronald. He probably regrets his decision if he actually made that decision. He is doing this also to butt up his subs on YouTube, people going to his channel for the mess, in my opinion. How is it possible that you signed a contract, have a manager, and had to wait last minute for someone to tell him his contract will be up? Does not make sense. So he was asking for $500K. That's the rumor around Miami. I think I've been able to put all the rest of the pieces together for myself. What's going on, T-Talk? Hey, boo.
Hey, Conscious, how are you?
I am lovely. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for utilizing and getting your degree in nosology. It is quite amazing, and I'm impressed. Okay, you sent me all the tea. You caught that shit at 51 likes. He ain't even had time to get to 100 likes on that post before you was already on it. What do you think about this post? Is it passive aggressive? What do you think this all means?
So I just want to start off by saying I'm part of the Funky Bunch. That's how I caught the post, because I follow Funky. I still follow him and been following him since the wig days. But this whole situation is just playing out real messy, and I'm trying to understand why. You guys had a good working relationship. You had a good thing going, especially in the pandemic. When he put the Disney World video out, when he was just kind of, explaining his side before they started airing the new episodes without him, I was like, okay, but he had to say something because they're about to start with a guest co-host and people are going to be asking in the comments where he is. So I was like, okay, that's fine. But then when he posted this today, I was like, no, something definitely went on, or he feels some type of way, or he thinks they should have came out of pocket and paid him more, because there's really no reason why. We didn't have to know about it. I mean, it could be seen as petty, but, he's been in corporate spaces. I've been in corporate spaces. I think when the comments started turning, he was like, oh, this isn't what I thought, and deleted the post.
How do you think, because, man, if I was Claudia or Al, I would probably be a little bit irritated, because once again, you can already see that we're being blamed for you not being here, and with you trying to just imply things about TGIF by going public with all of this stuff that is protocol. It's just adding fuel, and we're going to be the one to pay for it. Like, how would you feel if you were in Out and Claudia? Like, how would you feel knowing that like what he's doing is going to keep causing y'all to take heat? Would you stand by him, or he's fucking wrong?
I think it's unfair. I think, though, at this point, Al and Claudia need to just continue to not comment. I think commenting is going to make it a bigger thing than what it already is. So I think that it would feel disrespectful to me, honestly, as Al and Claudia, because you see them catch a fire. I mean, the chat last night and all week has been trolling. Like, they don't even really have real comments in the chat anymore. It's all just trolling them over Funky's departure. So that alone is like, you see us under fire, and now you're going to throw some more gas onto the flames. Like, the least everybody could do at this point, in my opinion, is just stay quiet, out of respect for what they built on TGIF and the friendship that they had behind the scenes.
Yeah, because the thing about it is, like, I'm okay with him being mad. I'm okay with him feeling however he feels. It's just like, but just be honest about whatever you're feeling. You're trying to have your cake and eat it too. You're trying to paint this air like it's all good. I love them, but then you told all the church's business, and then on the way out, you're still throwing dynamite through the damn window while being like, I love everybody, and shout out to Al and Claudia. It's like, clearly there's a mixed messaging, because you're being insincere about how you truly feel. And there may be nothing wrong with how you truly feel. You just need to accept how you truly feel, and whatever you speak to the situation just needs to be congruent with whatever it is that you feel. But here's, I think, why Funky won't really jump out of the window, but this is also what I'm afraid is going to come of his behavior, is you keep throwing these shots because you've already put out a narrative that Fox has not addressed. They've allowed you to say whatever you said, whether it's true or not. They have allowed you to say that because they are trying to maintain, it seems, their amicable commitment to just not stirring the fire and trying to keep things peacefully, because the show, regardless, has to go on. But if you keep throwing these damn shots and you keep tugging on these people's wig, baby, Like we all know Funky doesn't have a perfect slate when it comes to anything. We know he's controversial. We know he stirred up trouble. We have heard various rumors throughout his time on TGIF regarding him possibly being on the chopping block. There's been, various things alleged, and you might force Fox fucking Soul to respond, and then Nessa, your ass gonna be on the line, literally and figuratively, and you're gonna have to deal with these folk opening up the doors of the goddamn sanctuary about all your fuck shit that's happened over the past 4 years that nobody knows about because they've been good with being tight-lipped about whatever the drama may have been behind the scenes.
No, I agree. And that's the thing, Claudia started this show off the back of Cocktails with Queens. Cocktails with Queens was actually canceled before TGIF. So it's like to insinuate that she didn't put her neck out on the line for you and Al and the future of the show just isn't true. So to sit there and watch them catch all this heat and then continue to talk about it. And I do agree with you that I feel like they all know stuff about things that have happened behind closed doors, especially the Chloe Bailey comments and other times when, Funky was just out of line. I really felt like when they went to 5 days a week, that more of this stuff was going to happen because the more you get an opportunity to speak publicly on big platforms, the more you have an opportunity to put your foot in your mouth. And I know behind the stage and behind the show of everything that was going on, there's a lot of tea that was going on that Al and Claudia have not been talking about, as well as the rest of the production team at Fox Soul. I just don't understand why this can't be a clean break. But the more he talks about it, the less that it really will be. I mean, a post and delete like my little Hawkeyes caught it, but a post and delete a lot of people didn't see. But let's not take it to the next spot where people are really seeing your distaste for the brand and having them start coming back at you with some of the things that you might have done.
Exactly. And, he's putting himself in a position to once again be a liability, even when it comes to future opportunities, because they see that, he's petty, he's liable to try to attempt maybe to burn the house down on the way out. And so he must be comfortable just being a YouTuber because, his stint with the Sister Circle and all the controversy behind how he left and the circumstances in which he left, allegedly being because of an addiction and all of this shit. It's just like, Funky, like, there's a way to do everything, sir. And all that we're asking you to do is just be 100 because it's clear that you didn't say what you really wanted to say. And it's okay if you want to say whatever it is you want to say. Just fucking say it because you going to start kind of diluting your own, because he got a good thing going right now because he got the public on his side. But if he tries to play these passive games, this is when people going to start looking at him and be like, okay, girl, what's really up, because we're letting these folk have it on your behalf. But we can also see that maybe this ain't about what the fuck you claimed it was, or it's just going to draw unnecessary attention onto him when he right now gets to be the victim because he's positioned himself to be that right now. And once again, the public is largely on his side, but I feel like he can start to lose that momentum if he does unnecessary antics when what already is enough. It's already blown the spot. It's already stirred the pot. It's already inflamed the issue. You can literally walk away and just let that fire burn and just sit back and reap the rewards, whatever it is that he's hoping to get from this. Whether I don't know whether he wants to see it all go down. I don't know whether he wants to burn this down for Claudia and Al as well. I don't know what it is, but I do know that the messaging is contradictory, and it is costing the people that he claimed that he loved, because once again, he know that the soulmates are not going to direct their grievances to the proper department. They're going to direct that shit toward Claudia and Al, who still have a show to do and want to continue to be successful and see TGIF have a future. And you're just giving the audience more reason to be irritated and upset and to look at Fox in the way that you're having them to look at them. So he might be burning some personal relationships possibly, but he's definitely just not keeping it 100. I also want to shout out to Flame and Ro, who's in the chat. Shout out to Flame. Hey, boo. Flame says yes for Fox Soul and that Claudia is the glue. Because like you just said, T, she's the one who brought Al and Funky to the table. TGIF actually is her creation. It was her idea. It was her show idea that she brought to Fox Soul. She met Al on their way to a wedding, and her and Funky already had a correspondence, and they all ended up at this wedding ceremony together and just had a crazy good time. And you know, she was just like, oh my God, this could work. Like, there's an energy here. You know, we cut up and act the food together. This would be so dope as a show. And that's what gave birth to TGIF. So, you know, it's wild that, you know, this is very interesting. Flame, would you do TGIF? Because when I was doing a few live streams and we were talking about replacement, since apparently TGIF is going to go with a rotating panel, would you do the show, Flame? Would you be a guest? Is that something that you would be interested in doing? Let me read some of these comments. Funky is the king of self-sabotage, and he should seek help to unlearn that behavior. He needs to learn how to turn it off and on. I think Funky is fine in YouTube personally. Yeah, he is, but he's the one not acting fine. If he's truly fine, this ain't what fine look like. Fine is fine.
Right.
So he ain't looking fine, you know. Sister Circle was right to part ways with Funky. Funky stated that he had other things in the works. Well, those business people read too. Deals can be undone. But the thing is, his departure was unexpected. Exactly. He just living the truth or whatever it is, or just stay silent. I am confused. What did he do? Funky weaponizes his fan base. He's going to make them drag Claudia next. It's a slap in the face to Claudia and Al. Not if his feelings keep dictating his actions. That's the problem when you're not real from the beginning. Funky is giving Nicki Minaj. Oh my God, giving Nicki Minaj. I believe Funky regrets his decision. Do you believe that Funky regrets his decision? Or do you think he's upset about the way?
I don't think he regrets it. I think he's in his feelings. Like, we all know, especially Funky fans, that he likes to be in the bars where the Honda cars be. He lives a life of leisure. Him working 5 days a week, I never saw it for him, to be honest. I think somebody in the comments said that he's good on YouTube. And I truly think that he's making money. He started YouTube in the very beginning when you really could make money. And he has a deep fan base that really likes his commentary on YouTube. I think we could all just kind of move on from this spot if the passive aggressive little subtweets and stub posts stop happening.
Yeah. Flame says, I don't think I'm on a radar. You know, you definitely on their radar, because I have seen the soulmates over there also champion your name. And I know Claudia ass would enjoy you, especially when it comes to them trans topics, baby. Because she gonna be able to live vicariously through your ass, okay? When it comes to, because they just touched on a trans topic, I think last night, regarding trans persons in sports, etc. So I know Claudia would be relieved, because you're like, look, Flame gonna say it, baby. I ain't gonna have to say it. I ain't gonna have to take them hits being called transphobic, baby. Flame gonna do the work for me. Okay, so I think, and Flame is funny and entertaining. And as I was saying in previous live streams, I've seen Flame outside of her own spaces and seen her like in podcast spaces. Flame is well versed as a commentator. Like, the bitch can get up on politics, can get up on pop culture, and, you know, can be a whole key in a cackle. So I think Flame is definitely like a qualified contender for the position.
No, I think Flame would be a good pick too. And I'm not just saying that because they're in the chat. I think they stand on what they mean. And, you know, as we kind of saw Carolina fall to Al the other night, it needs to be somebody that can really stand on what they're saying and not have a change of opinion, because they kind of need to back down to the situation. I think Flame would definitely hold their ground in that situation. I think it would take some heat off Claudia, because now Claudia, you know, she sometimes fights for her life in the trans issues. Love you, Claudia, but you be fighting for your life sometimes. And if phrasing matters and the way you say things matters, but I think Flame could really get in there and really do it. I think you could too, Conscious. Just throwing my 2 cents in there.
Well, Flame is going up for the king too, bitch. Okay, so Miss Flame would say, "Girl, I would like to see. I would like to see the CTV on
like
it as well." So I think it would be fabulous. Like, I think it would be dope for them to pull from the YouTube space. And because that's the world that Funky came from, he really kicked the door down for YouTubers and influencers in terms of showing what we can bring to the table. So I like the idea of a rotating panel. I like the idea of the soulmates being able to kind of decide who they want to gel with, and give the producers time to read the room and the algorithm and kind of see the vibe, etc., to get the formula right. So I think it's dope. I think it's a dope idea. It's a dynamic idea. And St. James sent me a poster. I don't know if Flame had created this herself, but it says the new TGIF question mark. I ain't mad at it, baby. Okay, shit, everybody got to advocate for themselves for sure. But it would be a great addition. Like, it'd be a great addition. Like, it was so many great commentators who were kind of, you know, like, who names were thrown up as considerations for this rotating chair. And hell, maybe they're even expand the panel from 3 to 4. And that may bring an interesting zestiness, you know, to the show as well, is by increasing the panel spaces. So I guess we're going to see. We're going to see what it do. Oh,
yeah,
okay. Saint created it. Okay, a Flame says I didn't, but I did see it. Okay, yeah. So Saint said he the one who created it. Saint, so Saint, where's my flyer at? You got the nerve to always be over here clout chasing off a bitch, but you ain't gonna create a motherfucking poster for me. You fucking bone carrier, you messy motherfucker. You ain't gonna create a goddamn. Where my support at? Where my free poster at? Where my full free publicity at? It always got the nerve to be bandwagoning off my light, but ain't got no nerve and no wherewithal and no bandwidth to also create me an old nasty flyer and have me up there in lights. What's T, St. James? Who would you like to see? Is there any personal people that you would like to see on the show?
I don't know. If I could pick any of my favorite YouTubers, I would definitely throw Nosy's hat in the ring. I don't know if she'd even like doing something like that. But she keeps it all the way real. If they want somebody to really keep it real, I could definitely see her on there. I don't know, maybe even somebody like Lovely T. I definitely think it should be a YouTuber.
You think that Lovely T is fried chicken?
I don't know. Sometimes she be going in. It depends on the topic. So she's really passionate about certain things. Other things, she's like, whatever. I could see Sherelle hopping up there a couple nights. If it's going to be a rotating panel, you know, I could see a lot of, you know, the iconic YouTubers that have been doing it for a long time, getting up there and really, you know, shutting it down once a week or, you know, every other week or something, and really rotating them until they find a good fit. Or they could just keep rotating them, have Claudia and Al be the stand-ins, and then have, you know, other people kind of come and go as they can. Because they even said on the show, they were like, Funky can come back anytime. That's why I'm like, let's not like make this more than it has to be. You could popping up maybe 3-4 months from now, just be like, hey, what's up? You know, I'm glad the show is still going well, and just giving your opinion like down the line. That's maturity. Like, that's what I would love to see for them.
Oh, I didn't know you and Dineva had smoke. Flame says, just remember that Dineva said that I would never, baby. Now that's gonna be the gag. See, that's probably where Fox gonna be petty at. They gonna bring all Funky's ops like Flame.
I don't know who said that either.
Michelle, ATL Brown. It was another person who Flame was like, oh, I wish I wish this person would be on the show. Who was that Tea Talk? Do you remember? It was somebody who they said who Al and Claudia suggested. I think they came up on the docket, and then Al
was it that gospel singer? What is her name?
Was it a gospel? It was somebody. He was like, hell no, bitch. I wish y'all would. As long as I'm on this motherfucker, that motherfucker wasn't. It might have been Flame. Was it Flame he was talking about? It was somebody.
I can't remember. I remember him saying that though. He would not do the show with them.
He was like,
I didn't realize it was Flame. Dag. Well,
it might have been Flame. I thought it was somebody else, but I ain't know there was Smoke, child. But baby, that might be how they get their damn lit back, baby. All funky ops gonna be in that goddamn rotating chair. Now that's gonna be a gag. That's gonna be a whole.
Now that's when he really gonna be posting as he sees his ops come and guest host in his old seat. Now that's gonna be
okay. So yeah, because I remember him saying it, but I didn't remember who. Yeah, that was Flame. He was adamant about that thing, baby. He like, bitch. Over my dead, frail, skinny body, baby.
What happened between y'all?
What happened, Flame? Flame can hit the link if she want to. I don't know
what happened.
If she in a position to hit the link, but you can hit the link. I didn't know there was Smoke, child. But you know, Flame is like me. Flame is an equal opportunity roaster, honey. Anybody can get that goddamn work. Me and Flame done gave each other that goddamn work. We tug on each other goddamn wigs, baby. We snatched the goddamn baby hairs off each other, you know. So you know, we equal opportunity. So I'm not surprised that somehow, some way, you know, because we done had to drag Funky over here. You know, we definitely gave him that work when it came to Blue Ivy and his comments he made about Blue Ivy's hair. We definitely gave him that work when it came to Chloe Bailey. There's been some other situations that have came up where, you know, we've had to keep that same energy. You know, I don't make no exception because it's a member of my community. You know, like if you trying to be fair, you got to be fair with it across the board. So, you know. So, all right, well, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm petty. She ain't. Job, but we gonna see, honey. They getting lined up. And speaking of Claudia, you guys, Claudia will be in the building this weekend. She might be here either tomorrow or she might be here on Sunday, honey. Me and Claudia Jordan of Foxhole TGIF. We gonna get into some things, bitch. All right. So we getting we getting the schedule together, honey. So she'll be pulling through this weekend or whatever. So you guys just stay notified, keep your notifications on. Keep a lookout for the watch page. Of course, I will post it on Instagram and post the watch page on the community wall, as well as in the Patreon for my Patreon members. Patreon members, if there are any specific questions that you guys want me to ask Claudia Jordan, because we're going to be getting into, well, I ain't going to even tell you what we're going to be getting into, but I'm going to give my patrons first dibs on questionnaires, and they'll probably have first dibs on being able to come up and ask Claudia some questions, etc. So they'll get that MVP spot or whatever. But yeah, Claudia will be in the building, you guys. Any lasting thoughts, T-Talk?
No, thank you for letting me come up. It was a blast as always. You have a good rest of your day, Conscious.
All right, boo. Thank you so much. That was our T-Talk with Shay. All right, you guys. Shout out to Flame in the Row for coming through. I'm gonna make a post for my Patreon members, and we got some other shit to get into later on today. I know I ain't gave y'all an old nasty visual in a minute, so I'm gonna try to be loud, live, and in color for y'all later on today. Make sure that you guys thumb up, tell a friend of a friend of a friend, girl. We keep you updated. Once again, shout out to the street committee, bitch. All tea, girl, send it immediately. Don't hesitate. Okay, hit a bitch DMs, hit the motherfucking email, bitch. Flame it up, okay? No pun intended, all right? And make sure that you guys go over and subscribe to Flame Monroe over on YouTube. She is doing her motherfucking thing with her podcast, iHeart, Netflix specials, and Flame's Netflix special was funny as hell, you guys. So please check it out. I love you guys, and I will see y'all all later. Bye.